Hey Truth Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. In this video, I want to talk about Conor McGregor's win December 12th, 2015 at UFC 194. He became the featherweight champion, fulfilling his prophecy as they're regarding it. They're saying he has fulfilled the prophecy which he predicted. What I want people to wake up to is the fact that these professional sports, these major bouts, these pay-per-view events that people pay their hard-earned money for, they're rigged. They're predetermined. This past weekend, hundreds of thousands of people throughout the country spent money on this fight, which lasted 13 seconds and was planned to last that long. If you think I'm wrong that this fight was rigged, please stay tuned. Please watch what I reveal. If this is your first time here, you might have the instinct to dismiss this as ridiculous, absurd. But what I am telling you is, as ridiculous as it may seem, this is really what's going on. The reason what is going on, which I'm about to reveal, is going on, is because the people who control these pro sports leagues, the Zionist Jews, are very much into numbers, numerology, gematria, the practice of coding numbers into words. In this fight, I will show you why it lasted 13 seconds, why it was rigged that way, why it got rescheduled to the date it got rescheduled to. If you're not aware, it was originally going to happen July 11th before Jose's ribs supposedly got sore. Anyhow, I'll show you how it's all contrived by the numbers. If you're new here, please listen. And if you doubt it, just go back and revisit my hundreds of other videos showing how this has been going on in baseball, basketball, football, boxing, tennis, cricket, hockey. It goes on in all the leagues because they're all controlled by the same people who control the television and control all the cable news networks, the Zionists. Okay, we're done with the opening. Let's get into the facts. So, Conor McGregor captures UFC title with 13-second KO of Jose Aldo. And what I'm about to show you is there's a very specific reason it happened in 13 seconds. Conor McGregor's birthday is July 14th, 1988. We'll talk about why that's significant by the end. Also, notice his birth numerology of 109. In this video, I'm going to show you how his win was connected to UFC 1, the first ever UFC championship run by Royce Gracie, whose birthday is December 12th, and more to it than that. But just remember this number right here, 109, Truth Seeker. So from Conor McGregor's birthday, July 14th, to December 12th, is a span of 151 days. And the name Conor McGregor in gematria sums to 151. If you're new here, it's because C's the third letter, O's the 15th, N's the 14th. You add up each letter based on its place in the alphabet and then just sum it, just like a math equation. Conor McGregor, using the alphabetic order, sums to 151. With regards to his smaller name gematria, 79, mixed martial arts has a gematria of 79. UFC is a mixed martial arts competition. So his name, Truth Seeker, Conor Anthony McGregor, has gematria of 113. If you're new here, this is a very special number. You could think of this as an elite number. Athletes who dominate their sports often have this coded into their name, such as Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant supposedly just released a poem for his retirement titled Dear Basketball. That poem has identical gematria to Kobe Bryant, summing to 113. Anyhow, this number is also very big in television. The words mainstream, dishonest, and green screen all have gematria of 113. You find these numbers around deception often. And what I'm telling you is UFC at this major pay-per-view level is oftentimes rigged, predetermined from the beginning, a deception, dishonest. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that because they enjoy these fights, they spend their money, but the reason I'm doing this is so you can wake up to the truth and stop getting ripped off. Boxing, UFC, it's all this way. The name McGregor has a Scottish history. It's a Scottish surname. The people who rig these sports, they are Freemasons and they are Zionists. In Freemasonry, the most nasty branch with the worst reputation, the one that has dominated this nation's history, many of the founders were Scottish Rite Freemasons. Scottish has this gematria of 113. Again, like Conor Anthony McGregor, and like the number we just talked so much about. Also, truth seeker, Mick, a common beginning to surnames from Scotland, has this 33 gematria in Jewish. 33 is a number of obsession by the Freemasons. Also think about how Conor McGregor's initials are CM, the same letters with the same gematria. This letter combination sums to 96. The ranging degrees of Scottish Rite Freemasonry are 31, 32, 33, summing to 96 when you add them together. And also in simple English gematria, summing to 16. 16 is one of only few numbers when written out that has gematria of 33 and 96. In fact, it is the only one. 16, 33 the small way, 96 the big way. So a lot of significant numbers. Think about how his fight ended in round 1, 13 seconds in. 1:13 in the scoring book. The fight was originally supposed to happen July 11th, 2015. McGregor was expected to face current champion Jose Aldo on July 11th, 2015 at UFC 189 for the undisputed UFC featherweight championship. However, in the days leading up to the fight, Aldo pulled out of the bout because of a rib injury he had sustained in training. How convenient. McGregor remained on the card and faced UFC ranked number 1 contender Chad Mendes for the interim championship. So they had to sub something in because the main event was scrapped just days before. But notice the numerology of this date. Numerology of 33, this number of obsession, the day he was supposed to fight. Instead of it being on this day, it got pushed back to December 12th, which is Royce Gracie's birthday, the first ever champion of UFC. The fight was delayed by 22 weeks, which also connects to the gematria of Jose, the loser who lost in 13 seconds. And notice how Jose has that gematria of 13 as well. No way, Jose. In the fight before this, I noticed that McGregor had this purse of $7.2 million, a new record, but also an amount that sums up with featherweight, the title he fights at. We see a lot of this kind of synchronicity in sports. No coincidence, truth seeker. The people who run the show are very much into this numbers thing. So here's Jose Aldo. It was his 27th fight. Jose Aldo's 27th fight, often not a good number for people in history. A lot of rock stars have died at age 27, a lot of them having birth numerology of 27. Anyhow, his name, Jose Aldo, gematria of 27, his 27th fight, the first one he gets knocked out in, of course, knocked out in 13 seconds. What else is interesting about 13 is that when you write it out in gematria, it sums to 99. Jose Aldo's birthday is September 9th. September 9th, 1986. Interesting birth numerology. Numerology of 123 like conspiracy, the small way, 42 like Freemason, the small way. Anyhow, let's look at Royce Gracie now and how this all connects back. So check this out, Truth Seeker. Royce Gracie, the first ever champion of UFC 1, was born December 12th, 1966. Conor McGregor just won on December 12th. Royce Gracie's birth numerology is 109. The name Royce Gracie also sums to 109 in gematria. And again, Conor McGregor, his birthday, July 14th, 88, has this 109 numerology. Think about how he wins on Royce Gracie's birthday. Royce Gracie, born in the year 66, Royce happening to be a name with 66 gematria. Here's the way UFC 1 went. Royce Gracie won in 1:44. a minute 44, a number that showed up big in Super Bowl 49, which we can talk about in a moment. Royce Gracie happens to be 49 right now. That could be a coincidence, but I'll tell you in a second how this number was big in Super Bowl 49 as well. First, let's talk about it here. He won in a minute 44. In Jewish gematria, the word for time is 144. So talk about a perfect time to win UFC 1 in. His birthday is December 12th. 12 times 12 or 12 squared is 144. UFC is a mixed martial arts competition. Remember, we said it sums to 79 the small way. Conor McGregor equals 79. Anyhow, MMA, the abbreviation breaks down to 441, the reflection of 144. M is the 13th letter. Think about how he won in 13 seconds. M in numerology is 1 plus 3 equals 4. So MMA can also be 441. The gematria of mixed martial arts. Notice arts is a word with 13 gematria. Just like Jose, 13 and 22. The original fight got pushed back 22 weeks to the day. The date of UFC 1 Truth Seeker was November 12th, 1993. A date with 116 numerology. Notice that 109, a fair way to write 109, you don't have to say the 1, we have the option in our language, has gematria syncing up with the numerology of that date. And this number very important to Royce Gracie, who had birth numerology and name gematria of 109. He's currently 49 in Super Bowl 49. I'll just show this to you, Truth Seeker, so you don't have to take my word for it. Super Bowl 49 was played in Glendale, Arizona. The location has gematria of 144. The two teams that played in the game were the Seahawks and the Patriots, who both came in with 14-4 records, including the playoffs. 14-4 at 144 location. Also, where the Super Bowl was played near the foundation, or not the foundation, where the establishment of Scientology was, on the 33rd parallel in Phoenix, Arizona, right next to Glendale. Scientology shares this gematria of 144. This is a very special number. It comes from Revelation of the Bible, the 66th book. The phrase mark of the beast has gematria of 144. Most people use this phrase in reference to the number 666. The number pi, the number having to do with cycles and circles, think about time and cycles and circles. That number pi, if you count the first 144 decimal points, it sums to 666, like mark of the beast. This is no coincidence, Truth Seeker. This is why these numbers are significant. They come from mathematics, they come from study, they come from history, and they get coded again and again into sports. If you're new here, just in the last couple of weeks, I've done videos on LeBron James' contract, the Warriors' winning streak, the Philadelphia 76ers' losing streak, which I said would end against the LA Lakers. It was easy to see. You unravel this sports scripting, this numerology, this gematria language, you can see how things are rigged and you can see it quickly. I speak this language from studying it. Just from watching pro sports, I can usually see what's up in just a matter of moments. And if you study it, you'll be the same way. For you sports gamblers, there's a lot of money to be earned if you learn this language. Until next time. Encore, this is dedicated to the new people here. If you've ever wondered why it's called the Super Bowl Truth Seeker in the NFL, it's because it has the same gematria as championship. And a lot is coded into our language. If you've ever wondered why Major League Baseball has a 162-game season, it's because it's got the gematria of 162. The first Super Bowl was at the end of the 66th season. NFL equals 66 in gematria. Calls itself America's Game, 32 teams, America equals 32 the small way. Learn this language. You will learn a lot. With regards to Super Bowl and championship having the same gematria, it is the Freemasons who do this. The Freemasons are obsessed with the number 33. Super Bowl 33 was on January 31st, 99, a date with 131 numerology, also with that 131 sequence. Whole lot of this in history, Truth Seeker. Until next time.